Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I am talking about obsessing about a specific person, about somebody coming into your life. You're stuck with those, not necessarily obsessive thoughts as in intrusive obsessive thoughts, but you are obsessing to a point where you unknowingly put them on a pedestal, you've unknowingly put them out of reach because you're trying. And when we are obsessing over someone, we are saying, God, how cool are they? I need to be with them. I need to be with that person. So even if you do get a glimpse of them coming into your life, it won't last because we've put them out of your reach. And you have decided that in some way they are hard to get to. You have to try hard in order to have a relationship with them, in order to have them in your life, contact, whatever it is that you want. You have to try hard because hard work pays off. And there comes a point with this. It's okay if you set yourself a task, a time limit on manifesting. If you're a person that likes doing things, that likes having sort of visualizations, saying affirmations in order to manifest, then that's cool, but set yourself a time limit. Never set yourself a time limit on self-talk and sort of giving yourself those pep talks and maybe making statements, which I've talked about in my last video, so I won't go on about now. But persist in getting yourself into a place where you are able to allow it, because there does come a point when you need to allow. You can go on and on and on, manifesting, but you have to, part of manifesting is allowing. And I think that's the point that's just not talked about that much, and you have to allow it. I don't really want to talk about it as letting go, because I know people freak out and they think that means that I'm saying they have to let go of that person, and they've maybe done that in the past and people haven't come back to them, if it's an ex or something, or that person has never come to them. So the term letting go can be quite distressing to a lot of people. So we're just going to call it allowing, because that's all it is really. It isn't really letting go. I guess it is allowing. It's being in that feeling state of letting that stuff come to you. I've done all that I need to do now. I've done all that I can do. My job here is done. Now over to you, universe. Okay. You don't know when that's going to happen. If you've had that feeling of, yeah, I know it's going to happen, I can feel it, it's an intuitive feeling, that feeling can be relied upon. Even if you haven't had that, doesn't mean that's not going to happen. But if you have had it and then you haven't seen results, don't stress about that. What I'd like to call that, and how I think of that, is a glimpse into future you. Because when I had that before with Jeremy, and I was actually living with somebody else when I had this feeling, and I obviously was attracted to him. I had this feeling and told myself I was being silly, but it was quite a strong feeling that we would be together. Well, actually it was that we would get married, and I just thought that was really weird that I even thought that, because I wasn't even thinking about marriage in general. I was only 23, just know where that came from. But it was a whole year before we actually got together. So yes, it's a glimpse into the future, into your future, and I'm not saying that the future is set. I'm just saying at the moment, in the feeling state you are now, if you carry on down that path and where you are, you will eventually get to that. You can obviously change your mind about things. It doesn't mean that that is your destiny, that has to happen. It's just that it is, if you carry on down that path, that is the route that you will go down, but you can obviously change your mind if it comes to it. What you want to do is get your energy in line with what you want, and the way you do that is by just concentrating on you now, saying, I've done all that I can do, now I'm going to allow this to happen. I want this to happen, really feel the desire for it, I really want this to happen, but I can't do any more. And if I do carry on doing more, then it's like I'm saying, it isn't here yet, I've got to work hard for this, I have to work hard. But manifesting, sometimes I don't like the term manifesting, because it just seems like this magical thing that we have to do, and who can perform magic and all of that. Manifesting is a bit of that word, but really all we're doing is just experiencing our feelings. That is all manifesting is, experiencing our feelings. So if you've had those feelings of desire and want for that person, the feelings of love and whatever it is that you've had, then you have to open up space for them. And you open up space by allowing, because at the moment you've got the door shut. So if you can look at it that way and think, there's only so much I can do. Like, if I carry on like this, you cannot carry on in the same vein and get a different result. You're going to still keep getting the same result. And like I've said, even if you release for a moment, you have some relief for a moment, and then they come to you, it will just go again. So you want to get yourself into a place where you feel, I want that, and there's nothing wrong with wanting it. Don't feel guilty about what it is that you want. That is your privilege, to want whatever you want to want. And when you do that, you make a decision. It's like, I want that, but I don't need it in my life. I will be okay if, and quite a nice thing to do is say, why do I want this person? And list the reasons that you want them. Postman. how would it enhance your life? How will them being in your life enhance it? Because that gives you like a double sort of great feeling, a bit of momentum towards that desire. But there does come a point when it has to be about you. And when you think this is about you and what you want to experience, you don't want to experience more of this, do you? And I do understand why it's hard to get to that stage where you think, I'm going to stop trying to manifest now, because you do worry that then it might slip away. But let's say, for instance, that you really enjoy affirmations and you say them and you have no expectation with them, you just like saying them, carry on doing that. Anything that feels good, just carry on doing it. But if you're here, you know that you're obsessively thinking about this person, obsessively trying to control the situation. Oh, if I do a bit more of this, this might happen. If I do a bit more of that, then they might come to me. But the thing is, it won't happen, because obsessive thinking and obsessive manifesting is a whole different energy than the energy you want. And the energy of allowing is just try the technique which I talked about before, where you say, I heal any attachment I feel to, and then person's name in here. I feel any attachment I feel towards the situation with, so just say Jeremy, I heal any attachment I feel to hearing from Jeremy at the moment. I heal any attachment I feel to the situation in general. I heal any concern I feel over whether Jeremy will come to me, whether he will appear in my life. I love that statement, and I've been using it since my lovely client Marion told me about it, and I've used it. Oh gosh, I even used it when the people above me, there were people moving in to the office above me, and it was so noisy because there was lots of, I think there were 10 of them moving in, so all the desks were going up, and I was like, ooh, and I had a coaching call, and I thought, oh my god, and I felt really irritated with them, but it wasn't their fault. But at the time I just felt really irritated. There was a dog downstairs barking, and I thought, okay, this is the time to do it. So I just said, I heal any irritation I feel to them moving in upstairs. And I said it about 3 times, and then I felt so much better. And then I thought, of course they're going to make noise, not their fault. They're moving in, they're putting their desks up, you know. Of course they're going to make noise. It's only going to last a day. And I completely saw it differently there. And then the dog just stopped barking. Florrie downstairs, she's lovely. But sometimes they tend to let her outside, and then people walk past and she's got this really high-pitched bark. And it was doing my head in. But she just stopped. When I calmed down like that, the dog stopped barking, and then I just kind of didn't notice them up there doing that. Then I put my headphones in, and then I thought, oh, it stopped. At the end of the day, and I hadn't even noticed it stopped. I know that's just a minor thing, but you can use that technique, just carry it with you. But it's all about you and your feelings. Just remember that. So if your energy is one of trying, you will know that, and just notice it and think, I'm not going to get anywhere with this energy because I've put it out of my reach. I've put that person out of my reach and said, they're over there and I have to get over there, but at the moment I'm here. How do I get there? How do I get there? They're not over there, they're in here. You've just put them over there. So you are assuming, you're using the law of assumption, assuming they're over there, and you have to get to them. You have to change their mind. You have to get them to a point where they're thinking about you all of the time, and that you don't. You have to get yourself to a point where you're not so concerned about it, where there's space in there, where you're going periods of time in the day and they're not on your mind. That's when you're in the allowing space. That's when things happen. That's when the magic happens. Honestly, it really is. I promise you, it really is. I get quite enthusiastic about that, because if you can get into that point, so be persistent with knowing that you have to get into a state of allowing at some point. I think, how can I do that? What works well for me? I spoke before in my last video about words. Words just are amazing for me. I love words. I don't sit there and repeat parrot fashion over and over and over a phrase. I just find a phrase that I like, I mess around with the words, and I think, okay, that's giving me a vibration of that. I know at some point, if I just allow that vibration, just say those words to allow that vibration not to manifest, not doing it in order to manifest anything, but I know eventually that will happen. It has to, because I'm creating that vibration within me. I'm going slightly off the point, aren't I? But what I'm trying to say is, obsessing about a person gives you an energy of lack, of don't have. So you have to stop it. So the first point is to say, I have to stop this because I'm not getting anywhere with this. Okay, I have to stop this. I can't go cold turkey. Maybe you can't, I can do that. I can go, right, stop. But not everybody can do that. So if you can't do that, think, okay, how can I cut back? How can I really start allowing, but with still doing a few things? So you could use words like that. The healing technique you could use, or you could you could create another sentence that helps you. Use a switch word when you feel that you're obsessing. There's so much that you can do, but make the decision today that you will put them, you are putting on them on a pedestal, even though you don't know you are. And even if you don't know you are, you might know that you are, but don't do that. Put yourself on the pedestal. Put yourself first. That's what it's about. And when you are trying for a person, you are not putting yourself first. You are almost treating yourself with disrespect, really. You're not being kind to yourself. And that's what this is about, being kind to yourself and, yes, loving yourself and feeling that compassion for yourself as if you were another person. So as if there were two bits of you and you come outside. Create yourself as, so I would say Evie 2.0, so the next version of you, the version of you that knows that you have to allow in order to experience this. You have to allow. Right, that's it. That's it for this video. I'm hoping to do 2 or 3 videos a week coming into the future. If I can do that, that'd be awesome, but we'll see how that goes. As you guys know, I do have another business to run, but I am really not taking on any new clients with that business, so hopefully things will get easier. I'm an author. My books are listed below. That's what I class myself as, really. But I also coach. I offer Zoom coaching. Pop along to my website, ask what I've got. But at the moment I'm booking up for the first week in January because I'm completely booked up through December. And I offer personalised subliminals. If you'd like one of those, again, pop along to my website and ask the question, tell me that's what you want, and I will look at doing that for you, and I'll send you a form and go from there. I offer generic subliminals. They're on my website, and my son Harrison Ellis has a Law of Attraction channel, which I have listed below, and I will maybe put his profile picture up at the end. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope this was useful.